Hey everybody, welcome to another video. It's been a while since I made one on my little Fido L3 here. I was going to do a video at 3,000 miles and I was kind of so busy and I've kind of forgotten it, but let me just show you. So now I'm almost at 4,000 miles here, and the reason why I'm doing this video is I want to discuss these brakes again. And I wanted to do a video on how long these brakes actually last. These are the xtech Zooms here. I got them off Amazon. They were £25 each. I bought a pair, I think, for 49, 95 or 99 or something. But they're really good brakes. But the only problem that I have with these brakes, well, it's not really a problem, is that the pads wear out on them. So the reason why I'm doing this video is I just want to tell everybody how many miles I'm getting before I have to change the pads. And the last time I changed them was at 3,000 miles. I'm now up to almost 4,000 miles, right? So these pads, the pads on these pads here, these brake pads are lasting round about 1,000 miles. And what happens with them is when you start, when you pull the brake lever, basically it pulls the pads shut, but there's a kind of ceramic, I think it's the heat or possibly just the friction or just wear and tear. What happens is the pads become really kind of smooth and then they just don't stop the bike. And because I use my back brake a lot more, the pads are wearing down. You might be able to see, you can see that there's still, plenty of pad on them. It's just that they've just gotten like a kind of almost a hard ceramic type, glaze on them, which is stopping them actually working. So basically, if you want to know how long these brakes last for, essentially I'm getting about 1,000 miles off these before I have to change them. Probably more on the front, probably getting closer to 1,500 miles off the front ones because I don't use the front brakes as much, so they do last like a bit longer. I mainly use the back ones. And then I have to do a pad change on them. I bought 4 of these brake pads off Amazon. I think they were £20 for 4, so about £5 each for these. I bought the same ones as I had last time, and I wasn't going to get them the same ones again, mainly because there was a little bit of a fit problem. They were a little bit too thick, and so when I put them in here, I had trouble pushing them in. But now that these brakes have been used quite a bit, when I put in the new set of pads about 1,000 miles ago, they fitted in perfectly, so they just pushed in. So I decided to buy exactly the same set of pads again. They're supposed to be, they were highly rated, and they've got copper in them, to help them cool down and everything like that. So I just bought the same ones. Anyway, if you've watched my channel before, you've seen me change these brake pads before, so I'm not going to do a video on how to change the brake pads. It's pretty simple. Let me go through the tools that you'll need here. Obviously you need the brake pads, new set of brake pads. Allen key is 5mm off the top of my head. I've got complete set, got this off Amazon as well. It's SAR or SNR, and it's got almost all the Allen keys that I need, and I've had no problems with them. It's been, you can see I've used the 5mm quite a bit, but it's lasted really, really well. I think this was about £8 or something, so it wasn't that expensive, but it's been really good. And I needed a long nose pair of pliers, and I've been borrowing the pliers from my work, and I couldn't find them on Friday when I was leaving, so I just went down to Wix. I got these kind of, you can see these are just kind of budget Wix pliers, but you know, they should work, because all I have to do, let me show you what I have to do to change these pads. All you have to do is basically straighten that. You can even do it with a screwdriver or something if you wanted. You don't even need, you know, you don't even need a set of pliers. If you had angled pliers, it would work a little bit better, because you've kind of got to get in there. Let's have a look and see if I can do this quickly. So that's it. You just got to straighten it, and then once you straighten it, you can just pull it out. Let's see if I can. And then you just go in there. And you've got to pull it out. But before you do that, you have to undo this anyway to release that. And so that's a 5mm Allen key there. Let me just check. Right, so, okay. So it was 5mm, 5mm Allen key. And then you just release it. And then that will, you just pull that a bit. Might need a bit more releasing. There you go. Oh, just covering it with my finger. Okay, so there you go. So that's nice and loose now. And so now all you've got to do is basically take out that split pin, which is a little bit hard to do this while holding the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'll just explain it to you, because I've done this video so many times before, and there are other videos on my channel. But basically, you just straighten that up and then pull that out. Pull it out. Let me get down. Pull that out down there. Where is it? So you can, camera won't focus on it, but it's right there, the kind of that silver bit in the middle. Pull that out, and then you just, all you got to do is just reach in, and then just with the pliers, just grab it, pull it out like that, and that's it. And then you just put the new ones in. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll have a look and see how it goes. Okay, and there you can see that pin is now out. It needs to be straightened a little bit more, so I'll straighten that before I push it back in. Let's see if I can get the camera in here and try and do it. Sometimes it's better with a small screwdriver. Okay, and there you can see, and that's pulled that out. And then you've just got to, there, one brake pad has just been pulled out. And the other brake pad will come out now. Now, I just want to point out something really important. If you're changing these pads, do not pull your brakes or anything. Even though this is loose and it will, the wire will just slide, do not pull your brakes here, because what will happen is it will push the pistons in here, and then if you push them too far because there's no pads, the oil will just start leaking out, because you've pushed the pistons out too far. So when you pull your pads out, do not touch your brake in any way. Do not move this here. Do not push that in any way at all. Leave it until you put your brake pads in. Otherwise, you will wreck your brakes, and then you'll have to buy another set of these or something different. So that's it. So basically, that's all you got to do. And where's the new ones? And that's the new pads there. You can see the new split pin is a little bit shorter. It's too short. So you don't throw the original split pin away if you buy a new one. Make sure you check the length. Otherwise, you'll throw the original one away and then you'll have a lot of trouble putting a new one in. And then that's the pads. There's the spring there. And basically, just put them back exactly the same way. Tighten this up. Check your brakes, you know. The other thing you can do is you can see that I've, what's happened? Let's have a look. The other thing is just make sure you wind this in to give yourself a bit of, you know, do it afterwards, just to give yourself a bit of a bit more adjustment if you need it, you know, when you put the new brakes on. And that's essentially it. That's essentially changing the pads. So like I said, this video here was really about how many miles I'm getting per brake change. And the front one, I would say about 15. The back one, definitely only about 1,000. So I'm spending, how long does it take? I do 125 miles a week. So I'm changing the pads, was it 150? Yeah, so 150 miles on the back, 125 miles each week, and I'm changing it roughly, I would say about 7-8 weeks. So every 2 months, I'm changing the back. Okay, so I've put the new brakes in now. You can see might be able to see the new ones. And when you put them in, just make sure you have this bit here, that bit there, at the back, so your split pin can go through. And that's all it is. It's a little bit tricky to push in this thing here. It's got 2 little holes at the front, 2 little holes at the back. You've got to make sure you slide them in. It's a little bit tricky, takes a couple of minutes. But once you push it in, it should work okay. And that's the brakes done. You can see that I've twisted my split pin there, so that shouldn't be able to come out. If that comes out, you know, you could lose the back brakes, but that should be okay. Might tighten it up a little bit more, maybe. I think it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. It'll be okay. It's not going to come out easily. So, okay, I'm going to kind of finish this up here now. I'll do another kind of review at about 4,000 miles on this, just to let you know any problems that I've had, a kind of, you know, regular update on this. But that's all I'm going to do for now, because it was mainly just about the brakes and letting you know how often you need to change them and the price. So you're looking at about £10 every 2 months. So I buy one of these. I buy these brakes every couple of months, and like I said, I change the back ones twice as much as I change the front ones. So that's about it. Anyway, just want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you've made it right through to the end, stick around. I'll be doing some more kind of videos on this. It's coming into winter soon, so I'm going to park this up probably in about October, November, and then start riding it again in February. I always park it up for a couple of months, 2-3 months in the coldest bits. But as usual, if you've made it through to the end of this video, I want to thank you very much. And if you've subscribed, that's great. And if you haven't subscribed, really help the channel if you would subscribe and post a like. And thanks everybody for watching again. Cheers.